Today is Wednesday, September 21st, 2016. My name is Edna Sussman. I'm a reference librarian here at the Half Hollow Hills Community Library. We are interviewing Nicholas A. Adams, a Korean Air Force veteran, as part of our Veterans Testimonial Project and in collaboration with the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project. Thank you so much, Nick, for your service and for being here today and participating in our project.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Nick, where and when were you born?
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
And when was that? We're all the same age, it's okay. September?
Well,
September 25th?
85.
1931.
31.
September 25th, 1931.
1931.
And who were your parents? What were their names? And what did they do?
Andrew and Joanna. My mother was in charge of the kitchen and the house, and if you get it dirty, get out.
I like that. I like that.
And my dad, he had a small business. Okay. And they have things, and had customers, and get them for them and things.
What was the business in? Do you remember?
Fruits, vegetables.
Oh, produce.
And people would call them.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And
what about, did you have any siblings? What were their names and what did they do?
my brother Louis, he was in the Army. He got drafted in the Army. Then he came, he was there, and the war had stopped.
Which war?
In
Korea?
Well, he was in Italy.
During World
in Germany, I'm sorry.
World War II?
My brother.
In World War II?
Right.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is that when he came back, my other brother, Bill, he saw that my brother Louis went, he went with him. And my other brother, Adam, was too sick to, he had to just cool it.
Mm-hmm.
And Louis' wife died, his daughter died, okay, and he took them, they went back to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he lives now.
Oh.
I think I know his wife died, but I haven't been in contact with the daughter.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any sisters?
One.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I'm sorry, two. My sister Olga and my sister Betty. Mm-hmm. Them two.
Did they serve in the military at all?
Who, them?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Now, what were you doing before you entered the service?
Having fun.
Really? Doing what?
Well, I just graduated high school.
Okay.
Okay. And I wanted to, in my head I had it that I want to fly.
Oh.
And my father said, "You want to fly? Go do it." So I went to a flight school.
Really?
Yeah. I got, there was a base in Worcester, Massachusetts. And there were a couple of us, we went up, we took a test, and I was accepted.
Uh-huh.
So I was the only one. And they came, they got me, they said, "Look, here's your situation, blah, blah, blah. You're going to be in a different world." And it was, but it was very, very interesting.
How long did you go to flight school for?
A continuous flight, okay.
Did you get like a degree or a certificate?
No,
No.
no.
So after flight school, then did you enlist or were you drafted?
Excuse me. When I graduated high school, okay, it was almost a year. I just didn't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
All the guys hang around and so on. So that's when I got mixed up with the Air Force people. And the guy said to me, he says, hey, if you want to fly, come along. So they took me to Texas, San Antonio, Texas.
Uh-huh.
And they taught me how to fly.
Huh.
They taught me how to be a man.
Nice. So you enlisted in the Air Force.
I did.
Okay. And why did you choose the Air Force? Because you wanted to fly. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this was in 1951. You started in March of 51. You enlisted in March of 1951.
Right.
So what happened before, or as you departed for training camp and your early days of training? What was that like?
I was in a different world. And it was very, very, look, you got to do that, you know. And
You learned a lot of rules. A lot of rules.
And if you couldn't hack it, go home.
Huh. How did you like it?
I loved it.
Why?
I loved to fly.
Really? So they taught you how to fly airplanes?
Yeah, I flew fighter planes for the Air Force.
Wow. Wow.
So now, as of right now, I'm finished.
Yeah. Wait, so do you remember your instructors at all? What were they like in basic training?
There was one guy, he lived in Indiana. I can't remember his name.
That's okay.
And my friend, his name was, he was from Texas.
So you were with them in training. They trained you in Texas? In the flight school?
When we could learn how to fly, get in that and get the hell out of here. Okay, that's how it was.
Wow.
But not that bad. It was, if you want to fly, you're welcome. And they test you. You did that, blah, blah, blah. It was tough. Really, it was.
I'm sure. How long was the training before you could go up and fly the airplane in the sky?
About 5 months.
Okay. So,
Wait a minute. She's bothering us.
okay, so 5 months of basic training, and then you were able to fly.
Mm-hmm.
And then where did you go? Where did they send you?
New Braunfels, Texas. Spent a lot of time in Texas. Then, before I went overseas, I was getting a little smarter.
Mm-hmm.
No, really, it was, all of a sudden everything comes up.
Right.
So, all the rest of the guys, very close friends.
Uh-huh.
One fellow, he was an Irishman, John Scott, back home. And there was another friend of ours, Charles Beardsley. And we got along very, very, very well.
They were in flight school with you?
No.
Oh.
So,
after 5 months, you went to another place in Texas for more training, or what else did you do?
you had other things to do.
What else did they train you
Well,
for?
they trained. I was in Japan at the time. When we got all set, I went to Japan.
After the training, you went to Japan?
Yeah.
Okay.
My base there was, they're all aircraft,
Okay.
Fighter planes, things like that.
But you stayed on the island, you stayed on a base, or you stayed on
I
a,
stayed in Japan,
in Japan, yeah.
and all the girls wouldn't leave me alone.
I bet. How long were you there in Japan?
I don't know. How long did it take a baby? 6 months? Huh?
So did you have
2 years?
2 years? So were you stationed
2
in
years.
Japan the whole time?
Yeah, and then things were getting hot in Korea. So my squadron went to Korea,
To set up,
South Korea.
to stay there? Not,
Yeah.
so you didn't stay in Japan anymore?
Yeah. If you wanted, yeah.
Oh, but-
You know, like if you wanted to go visit Japan and things like that,
Okay.
you could do it very easily.
You stayed in Korea? Yeah, okay. In South
I
Korea?
had all the girls who were after me.
I'm sure.
Where is she?
How did you adapt to military life? How was that? The food,
It
the
was tough the first time.
Really? Why is that?
I know, I'm a young guy, and they tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You do that, ba 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 ba, la 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 la. And a couple of guys says, "Oh, the hell with it." He says, well, they packed up and went home.
No kidding?
Yeah.
How many times a day or how often did you go on a mission? You flew from Japan to Korea? Or once you were in Korea, then
I
what?
was okay in Japan. Okay. I didn't want to fly in Korea. It was very bad.
Why is that?
Well, it was
Dangerous?
freezing cold,
Oh,
and it was bad. So after that, I told the chief came over. He said, "You still want to hang on?" I said, "No." So I stayed in Korea for a while.
but you didn't fly?
No,
Oh, I see. So then what were you trained, what else did you do?
nothing.
There must have done something.
I didn't really. I mean,
Did you have to fight?
no.
Okay, so as an Air Force, you were still in the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
So if you didn't fly a plane, were you maintaining things or planes, or what did you do on the base?
What? This here. Your job was always flight.
So you were,
Engineering.
flight engineering.
He was always flight engineer.
Oh, so you were taking care of the equipment and the planes.
He flew with the captain.
Oh, you flew with the captain, but you didn't actually fly the plane. You were in the plane.
Could fly if
Yeah. Okay, okay.
But the airplane, the aircraft that are coming in, we have a lot of aircraft,
Right.
and the thing is that guys would say, "Hey, look, I can't fly in that piece of junk. I can't do that." So they went and they brought brand new planes out.
Okay, good.
They got them down in San Antonio, and they had guys come down, pick them up, and go right up to Korea.
Via a aircraft carrier? Or?
Oh, we flew.
Oh, they flew them. Okay. So you were close to the front lines because you had the planes, or how did that?
Wait, in Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Korea was a country, okay, but it was a half of a country.
Right.
North Korea and South Korea, and that's how it was, half and half. They never had a battle. They didn't kill any other people. The Koreans, the South
The
Koreans,
South Koreans.
and the North Koreans. The North Koreans were very, very, how do you put it? I'd say that there are a group of people that want to be in the army, okay? Because if you didn't have a job, you didn't have this and that.
I see.
And so they'd come in and they'd dig ditches, whatever money they could make, and think, okay.
But there was fighting going on. There was a war going.
No, not with the United States at that time.
Oh, when you were there.
Right, no, nothing.
So why were we there?
They wanted to invade South Korea. The North Koreans were ready to invade South Korea.
Okay.
So they had a big deal, generals and the stuff from in Japan. They went to Japan, and they had a lot of big meetings and things, and the North Koreans had a fold. In other words, hey, you want to be here, okay? Because if not, they're going to come after you. They're going to just raise hell with you.
So you were protecting South Korea from the
Yeah,
north.
right.
So there were no battles going on?
No, it wasn't. Not in Korea.
Huh.
In other words, it was weird. You're a South Korean, I'm a North Korean. All right? And the North Koreans want to kill you. They want to something bad, things like that. And they stopped because the United States told them, you keep it up, you won't be around it anymore. So that's what they did.
So what did the Air Force planes do when they were over there? What was their purpose? Our Air Force planes.
What is our purpose?
What was the purpose of our Air Force planes over
Well,
there?
bombing.
Bombing North Korea.
Yeah, South aircraft airplane. It was right. You could practically, in some areas in Korea, you could walk right across.
So you were in some of the planes that did some of the bombing?
Right, yeah.
Did you feel unsafe?
No,
Really? Why?
I didn't know any better.
You're young and didn't mind it.
No, but I had. It was the Japanese were very, very nice people, very smart, and guys that take leave, that go down into Japan. I mean, they were in it was a different world.
Did you do that when you had leave? You went
Yeah.
to Japan?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do there?
Where?
In Japan? Yeah.
We chased the girls around.
Okay. Did you like the food? Did you eat
Oh,
their
yeah.
food? Yeah.
And the houses are immaculate. Everything's immaculate.
Very clean. Uh-huh.
Very clean. And very nice people. As a matter of fact, a very close friend of mine, he was in Tokyo. He was in the Air Force. And I went down to visit him because I found out that he was a cook. So I said, oh, I got to go see Sonny. So I flew down to see him. Spent a couple of days there. Then I had to go back to Korea. So he came with me. We flew up into. We didn't go into Korea. We stayed right in Japan when he was there. We stayed there for a couple of days. We visited, and as a matter of fact, he fell in love with a Japanese girl. Remember that, Mary? Sonny?
And they married in Japan?
No. He wasn't well.
Oh.
Okay, and he was leaving like 6 months earlier than then the cycle is that you won't go for your duty, whatever it is. If you reach a max in your duties and things like that, you can pack up and go home, if you're lucky.
Okay.
But the thing is that he came up to visit me, and this guy was a friend of mine. He was a very, very classy guy. He was back home in Boston. He used to come over to the house, talk with my mother, my father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get married. My mother was going to kill me.
So you met him, he was in the service with you?
Oh,
This friend?
he was out of the service, okay?
But you met him in the service?
Huh? No, my mother was never in the service.
No, you met this friend while you were in Japan? Or you?
It's like a vacation. In other words, we
Okay.
went to Japan, and there was no problems in Japan.
Yeah. Where did you stay? You stayed overnight a few days when you had time off?
Yeah.
And where did you sleep?
You can fly down, you can drive down.
Where did you sleep in Japan as a soldier, as a Air Force guy?
Well, there were a lot of girls around. They wouldn't leave us alone.
Was there an Air Force base there that you stayed on?
Yeah, there was a big base up in Japan.
And when you went to visit Japan off duty, where did you stay? On the base?
Yeah, and got down to a base. You could, the hotels, you could,
Oh,
things like that.
okay. And then you went back to Korea,
Right.
to the base in Korea where you worked.
Yes.
Okay. How did you stay in touch with family and friends back home?
Like I said to you, one of my best friends was Sonny Michaels. We grew up together, went to church. He had a beautiful voice. We used to sing in the church choir. It was really a nice setup. The people, and then this Korea broke out, and Japan after. So he was in Japan at the time. His duty, he had to go in for 3 years or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
When it's finished, you can go. So that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped up to see me, and he says, "I'm going back to Massachusetts, Nick." I says, "Go." So he says, "Yeah, I'd like to stay with you guys, la la la." So he tried to get where he didn't have to leave,
Oh,
and he had a picture of his girlfriend, beautiful, beautiful girl, really. I said, "Why don't you go home now?" But they were planning on getting married. He had to go back to Massachusetts. Then he put all the paperwork in, okay, so she could come back to the United States because they were going to get married. Lo and behold, he died.
oh. In
Yeah,
where?
in Boston.
Oh.
Okay. Well, not Boston. It was a town out of Boston. Somerville was the place where he lived with his parents and his family. They were all, and she never got to Japan.
Oh.
I mean, she didn't get to where
Boston,
he was,
yeah.
but he could go. He packed up. He had to leave.
Oh, that's
So
sad.
he says, well, then he told me when he left, he came over to see me. He says, I'm going back to Boston. I says, good deal, I said. So we discussed it. He says, I'm coming back, he said. I said, dude. So he went back, and his mother was a sweetheart, and it was a good family, and he was a good guy.
That's a shame.
And he died.
Oh.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I grew up with this guy.
yeah.
Gone.
So did you keep in touch with family and friends while you were over there, other than him? Did you keep in touch with,
Yeah, there were a couple of guys.
and your family? How did you do that? With letters, or did you call?
Letters, right.
And
Yeah.
they wrote back to you?
Yeah.
You're able to get
You
them?
could do it either way, write them and write back, okay?
So were you stationed in Korea till 1955? You said you served 4 years until 55.
I wasn't stationed in Korea for 4 years.
No? Oh,
Okay. It was like almost 2 years.
okay.
Okay, like a year and a half or whatever.
And the rest of the time in Japan?
Yeah, and then when we had a lot of the guys had extra time, so they take your squadron, whatever it is, you go with them, and you got to go up into Korea. Korea is a wild country.
Really? How so?
It's just different.
Different. But you ate on base, you slept on base pretty much, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you said you spent 2 years in Korea and 2 years in Japan? Was that? Is that-
No, it's a little over a year in Korea.
And the rest of the time was in Japan?
No, then I got discharged. Don't forget, I was up earlier too.
Oh.
Okay, I was in other squadrons. Your time gets. It just shows you what.
Now when you were in Korea and Japan, you were a flight engineer, and
Right, right.
what exactly does a flight engineer do?
The flight engineer is the guy that does all the work.
On the plane?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Maintains the plane?
They can maintain, okay, whatever aircraft that they do. They don't leave until the flight engineer goes right through the aircraft, and they write it up, and they'll tell the pilot. And you see, we actually flew as not a pilot, but we were like. What the hell is that?
It was like an assistant to the pilot,
Right,
like a co-pilot.
right.
So were these bombers that you flew?
I was the aircraft. Okay. Excuse me?
Were these bombers that you flew? Bombers?
No.
No.
No, they were too big. It was, they wanted fast planes.
They were bombers?
They were bombers, Nick.
And you,
Are you going to go in the service?
so,
Sorry.
that's okay. So, when you were in the plane, how long were the missions? When you
It
were,
all depended where you were.
and what was the purpose when you were flying the missions with the pilot? What was the purpose of the mission?
To kill them.
North Koreans. So they dropped bombs in North Korea. Did you see a lot of destruction? Casualties?
Korea wasn't a modern city, and there was like a bunch of slaves. Okay? They used to have parades. 500 people would march up and down on the streets. They wouldn't bother you if you saw them. But they were crazy. They used to the guy was telling me there were like 5,000 soldiers in the Korean army, and they paraded.
Wow.
But
Now, where were you when the war ended? The Korean War ended?
I was in Nellis Air Force Base,
Where is that?
California.
Okay.
California, there was, Nellis was probably the largest air base in the United States.
How long had you been, I mean, when did you leave abroad? When did you come back from abroad?
When my duty was over.
Over, okay, and they shipped you to California.
Went to California. Was there about a year and a half, Mary? Yeah. And then
What did you do there? Same flight engineer type stuff?
Yeah, it wasn't, there's no room to fly
Right,
because those air bases are trainees, but they're unbelievable aircraft. They were just amazing. So that's where these guys are learning,
uh-huh.
all right?
So-
And it finished. Like, for instance, it was an afternoon, I'll never forget it, we were just had something to eat. We got a sandwich at the what do I call it?
The mess hall?
Yeah. And I had a sandwich, I walked out, and this airbase is unbelievable. Like you're in a different world.
Like big? Or
Mammoth, oh.
how many service people on there, do you think? Thousands? A lot.
You know, I went to different functions that they use in Nellis Air Force Base. They used to have squadrons from different air bases, and they'd come in and land.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 5 of them come in and land. Okay, they'd get going, boom, boom. Then they'd go up, and they'd go out to the range. The range is like a
To do what? Practice?
yeah, practice. Back and forth, up over the hills. Come back, they land, other planes. It was unbelievable.
And what did you have to do with the planes?
No, I wouldn't touch them.
So what did you do there?
When they came,
Well, yeah, on the California base there.
there were the squadrons. There were hundreds of Air Force people that are based in Nellis Air Force Base.
Right, so what were some of your jobs there?
Same like it was before. Okay,
Maintaining the planes.
that's right.
Wow. So when you were still single then, you were in California, when did you get back to the East Coast?
No, I wanted to tell you,
Oh.
when we were in Nellis, okay, you walk down, you could go out through the gate, walk down, maybe, I don't know. It wasn't far. You could walk, a 5-minute walk.
Okay.
The casinos,
Oh, really? In California?
yeah,
Oh, in
right there in California.
another state?
You go out, you
Oh.
leave Nellis, and you can go right up to the air base.
Oh.
I mean, to the
casinos?
casinos.
So it was close to Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay.
parallel.
Okay, thank you.
She used to gamble and I stayed home. No, but it was
Nice.
a unique place.
And when did you get back to the East Coast? You moved back to when your service was done?
Yeah, came home.
How was it readjusting to civilian life?
I didn't like it at first, okay, but a lot of my friends, it was at a period at that time where the war was over, guys had come back, I'm out of the Army, I'm out of the Navy, you know, I got 2 good friends of mine are in the Coast Guard, you know, they were all coming back.
Right. Now, you weren't married at that time? When you came back to the East Coast?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. So what did you do when you got out of the
I
military?
wasn't married.
You weren't. What did you do when you got out of the military? What did you do then?
What did I do then?
Did you go back to school or?
Yeah. My,
You went to Massachusetts to school? Boston? You went to Boston University? And
yeah.
okay, what did you went to college after you got back?
Yeah.
And what were you going to study? What did you study there?
I really didn't know at the time. I thought that, then I caught up with it, and
Did you finish there with a degree?
No.
Oh, so then what did you do?
I got married.
Oh, okay.
You took classes.
Was I married then? No.
Oh, you took some more classes
Yeah, I think we got married at that time.
after. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a member of any veterans organizations?
This is the
That's your certificate of service?
yeah.
Yep, I got a picture
This
of
is
that.
from the American Legion.
Okay. Are you a member of the American Legion?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, I took that picture. Good.
Okay.
You have it?
Yep.
You have,
Yes, I took all those. Thank you. Now, how do you think your wartime experiences affected your life?
You know? You see, my mother and father were from the old country,
Where? What country?
Albania. They unique that they had to have this special food. They wanted what they learned how to eat in the country, and the food was great. Because when I got out of the Air Force, her and I went to Albania.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what a beautiful country!
Really?
Mountains. Oh, it was something.
What do you think? Can you think of any life lessons that you might have learned from the military? Any lessons from the military that affected your life?
There was a period where you were in a group of guys that knew what they were doing, okay? And there were guys that don't know what they're doing, and there are guys that don't care what they're doing, okay? And it was just awful.
Yeah.
But they had a big meeting. There were hundreds of them. Told them, you screw up, you pull that stump, there's the door,
Huh.
and stop by and they'll pay you off and you can go home.
So what did you learn from that? Follow orders.
Shut your mouth.
That's good.
No, it was, the Air Force was, I don't know, it was a military organization, things like that, but it was a lot of things I saw when I was at Nellis. The air base, again, it was something. You go, we want to go have a breakfast or something, okay? We get up, we take a Jeep down all the way down the end, and you can go in, you can eat whatever you want to eat, get back on the sheet and take it back.
This was in California.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a very well-run organization.
How do you feel about the military and war in general after having served? What are your feelings about that?
Well, I lost one of my best friends,
During Korea?
John Scott. He was a Boston boy.
Oh.
He died. He died. He was he got out of the service. I called him. My other buddy, Charlie Beardsley, the two of us, they lived in a town called Norton. So we went down for the day. He was there. He had 7 kids, girls.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
She knows. And then when I went over, the girls, okay, had girls when they were going to have children. There was no such thing as a boy. But it was, I don't know, it's a different world. People do things differently.
How, is there any message you'd like to leave for future generations that might watch this interview? Any message for the young people that might view this?
In this day, what's going to happen? It ain't going to happen. These kids want to go to college. You know yourself. You go places that's called college kids. I'm not knocking them, and I say good luck to them. But I can't pinpoint them. You know. They have. When the people got killed. Where were they when those people got killed, Marianne?
You mean recently? Recently?
Belgium? Where the heck were they? They got
Well,
killed.
there were some in Belgium.
And
Yeah.
some in New York.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's what they did. They drank, but they go to college.
Yeah. Now, is there anything from your military service that we haven't discussed that you'd like to tell us? Were you ever injured, Nick?
You know, sometimes I think about it and I say, no, because I got an offer, not an offer. They had a meeting and a couple of the guys, they wanted us to stay.
Mm-hmm.
I says, I'm sorry, sir. I says, I'm going home.
When you went home and after you got married, what did you do for a living? Once you got out of the military and you moved back east, what did you do?
I worked for Northrop Aircraft after that.
Did you? So you were in the field like
Yeah.
you had been. Wow.
That was right near the house.
Mm-hmm.
How far was it, Mary? To Northrop?
Pretty close, right? 10 minutes? Wow. And how long did you work for them?
Oh,
So you retired from
probably
them?
about 7 or 8 years.
Oh,
Okay.
more?
Yeah. I worked for the big honcho for Northrop.
Nice. Wow.
I worked for him,
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
and he was super.
You were like a manager there?
Well, I want to back off a little bit on this. Is that we were in the States. Then I had the opportunity to go to Iran.
Really?
Right. I went to Iran.
What, you remember when that was? What year that was?
It wasn't bad. You know, there wasn't a bad place then.
Oh, what year was that you went there?
Was it like 51 or something?
1979? 1979?
Okay, fine.
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
how long did you stay there?
We said a couple of years.
And what were you doing there?
We were modernizing Iran. The Iran people are millionaires. Okay? Their homes and the people, the people were nice people, but they were, it was, it reached the point where we had to leave.
So how long did you stay there?
How long was it that we were there?
2 years? And you were married then? You were both there? You both, Marion came too?
I had my children too with me.
Really? How many children?
Well,
You
three.
had 3 at the time? Okay. Young children?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Matthew, Chris, and Yana.
As they got older, did any of your children join the service too?
No.
Okay. Is there anything you did during your service that you regretted?
I think I wasted my time.
Oh, but we were grateful for it. Whatever time you gave us, the country's
No,
grateful.
seriously.
Why do you think that?
I just didn't, it was,
But you serviced planes. That was important, right?
yeah. But there are also cases where they make you do what you don't want to do,
Sure.
okay? We were in Iran, there were army guys in Iran, okay? And they come in, they're at one of the other countries, they come in, they drink, they get drunk, they get in fights, it was wild.
And when you came back to the States, then you still worked for Northrop Grumman?
Yes,
Okay. And you did that until you retired? Or no?
did I?
You retired from them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked for the, yeah.
Okay.
My boss was the president of Northrop Aircraft.
Wow. Nice.
And
You were there a long time.
when we came back, because they packed us up at night. You have your luggage ready. They had the jeeps, the trucks. People, they would take like 4 to 6 people, and they'd head out. And then they'd go so far, they'd stop, go another distance, and then turn around and come back into Iran. I guess evidently they feel that that's the way to do it because they're fooling the other guys.
Oh, I see. So it was safer to do it that way.
I guess so.
Wow.
But my boss was unbelievable. We came back from Iran. He bought her flowers and things.
Nice.
He didn't give me anything, by the way.
So is there anything else that you might want to share from your service, Nick? Anything else you remember that you want to share?
I see things in the Air Force, anything. Like I look at my decorations, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm not bragging. I don't want to brag.
You have every right to brag.
Korean Service Medal, okay, with 1 Bronze Service Star.
Wow.
United Nations Service Medal. Good Conduct Medal. And National Defense Service Medal.
Wow.
And he gave me a couple of more, but I don't know what the hell they are. Oh, the other one.
Now, why did you get all those?
They give it to me. They come down, they'll be doing something. Hey, Adams, come here, what? Here, this is for you. And they'd pin it on you.
You must have done a good job.
Huh?
You must have done a good job, and we thank you for that.
What the heck? See, this is
I took that.
that's the one.
Yep, I got a picture of your medals, your medal. Yep. Okay,
Can I take my picture with you? We can hug each other.
yes, once we're done. I think we're done. Everything good? Anything else you want to share? We're good?
Do you have anything?
I'm good. I think I've asked everything I wanted to ask you. Okay? Thank you so much, Nick. Thanks for your service.